This was a question I saw today. How do you reconcile the fact that it may take many years to learn and master a craft? And I sort of answered this in a video called How to Accept Being Mediocre. But aside from the things I talked about in that video, I wanted to shed a little bit of light on this because it's been relevant to some of the discussions I've been having in the comment section of my videos recently. So, yes, when you want to get better at a skill or something that you want to be good at, it takes a lot of time, right? And it takes that much time to master a craft, if there is such a thing. So, what some of the things that I have devoted my time into is like playing guitar. For a while in my life, I was in a band and I played a lot of guitar. So like I wanted to be like I wanted to be shredding. I wanted to be like Eric Johnson. I wanted to be really good at playing really soulful tunes and things like that. And then but playing guitar is like pretty hard. After a certain point, like yeah, there it does get a little bit easy because you start noticing the patterns of like, oh, so like this is basically this chord, and the more music theory you learn, the more things kind of land. But at the same time, that allows for the next level of complexity to kick in, right? And so I stopped playing the guitar, and what else? I am of course very very devoted to practicing BJJ, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, but again, Jiu Jitsu is really hard, right? And Jiu Jitsu is just one of those things that's just like ridiculously hard and has a crazy. It's kind of weird. Jiu Jitsu has a really high entry, and at the same time it has a really high ceiling. So if you're the type of person who really like gets obsessed with stuff and likes devoting a lot of time into things, Jiu-Jitsu is like the perfect thing for you, right? And now, what's my recent interest? It's surfing, right? I'm gonna go again tomorrow morning. I'm really into surfing these days, and the surfing too. Um, it has a very high skill entry ceiling, and also a high barrier to entry, and also I think it's a really high ceiling, especially if you look at the waves in Portugal, like the 100 feet waves. It's just ridiculous how people do that. But anyway, I am not going to be a master in all of those things, right? Like, would it be really nice if I could just like shred the waves? And would it be nice if I could armbar everybody? And would it be really nice if I, even though I don't really play the guitar anymore, would it be nice to play like I'm really good, like I'm very very good? It would be, right? It's okay. So then, how do I accept the fact that I'm realistically not going to be good at all of those things? I think one thing that we lose sight of when we just focus on the desires is the fact that when you attain mastery, right? What's gonna happen? Realistically, what's gonna happen? Like, yeah, you have the skill to play it. Okay, then does that mean you are gonna go on YouTube and like start playing? If you're not doing that today because you're insecure about your skills and you don't think that you're that good, even if you get mastery, right? Even if you are really good at playing, nothing's gonna stop your brain from thinking you're not good at YouTube, right? Okay, so maybe you will play some shows, but now playing a show is a completely different skill set compared to playing guitar, right? And so when you focus so much on one thing and getting to the mastery of that, you realize that just by having that, it doesn't really do anything in life. Yeah, you're good, and then now there's no point in practicing, and you have it, but all the things that you want to do with the skill require a different set of skills related to the skill that you're doing, right? So for example, I have a lot of friends who are excellent life coaches, but they don't really feel comfortable talking to you guys like I am. And so while they have excellent skills as coaches, um, people have a hard time finding them because they don't talk to people they don't know asynchronously like I do, right? And so that's kind of what happens when you're too result oriented. When you get it, nothing really changes. And actually, when you get it, life feels really vacant now. And this is why you see a lot of Olympic gold medalists get really depressed. And this is how the mechanics of like a really bright young star, right? Who got really overnight success. After that, they don't know how to top it. And so the word sophomore jinx comes in, right? So these are, and then these tend to lead to drug addictions and things like that because the taste of that success that people usually want, it's so sweet. But fortunately or unfortunately, life doesn't end just because you attained it. And so life is going to always be ongoing until it isn't, right? So what I want to really tell you today is the point of everything is in the way, right? Mastery, I think, is not a noun. Mastery is a verb. I know semantically and syntactically it's a noun, but I want you to keep that in mind because you've heard so many variations of this, right? It's about the journey, not the destination. But what I'm saying is basically some variant of that. The time I show up at my gym, and sometimes I tap someone else, sometimes I have to tap. Some moments I get frustrated because I keep losing this really good control I have. And then after those really big moments of frustration, I have these moments of big breakthroughs of like, oh, that's why I was losing control there. And then I get one piece of my game. And then the cool thing is, somebody could have taught me that detail like months ago. But when I'm not sufficiently frustrated with it, it doesn't land. So, the part of what gets those big aha moments is the frustration and is the engagement with the thing that I am trying to learn. Those are the fun parts, and that's actually the parts that you gotta be aiming for. So, if you're feeling bad about your ADHD desires and wanting to be good at all of them, but you are finding yourself being frustrated because you are not good at them, and there's so many things for you to be good at, the important thing for you to do today is to dare to suck and be on that path to mastery. Mastery is the same thing over and over. And that's why it's so fucking amazing. It's always there. Something's always there. So there's always one more step you can take, regardless of what level you're at. And that journey can start today. So, if you want to draw, if you want to be a good artist, pick up that sketchbook today. Yeah, you will suck, I guarantee you. But the more you do it, the more you just focus on enjoying the fact that you're doing this fucking thing that you said you wanted to do for a really long time. Yeah, you're doing it. The more you can enjoy that fact, the more you can get in touch with that part of you that's like, wait, yeah, I suck, but I'm finally doing this. Billy wanted to surf for 5 years. And he just started after waiting 5 years. So, when I go out to the wave, I barely write anything, but I'm happy. Because I know for 5 years I've been wanting this. And you know what? I may suck so much, maybe by the end of this year, maybe tomorrow I won't learn anything at all. Maybe the next time I go surfing, I won't learn anything at all. Maybe I'll continue to suck for the rest of my life. But I don't care. Being at the beach with my surfboard is already winning for me. And I think that is the attitude that a lot of people are missing when it comes to ADHD, a lot of desires and a lot of passions and a lot of things that you want to tackle in this world. So, venture out into the world. Get that singing lesson. Get that drum lesson. and pick up that sketchbook. If it's something that requires money, like software, specific software, there's a cheaper alternative to it. Look into that software. And if you're if it still requires money, look for used things, right? At the thrift shop. There's always, like, if you really want to get started, there's so many ways you can get started. And if you are having trouble starting something, let me know in the comments. Email me at billy@julylifecoach.com. Come to my Discord. Chat about why it's so hard for you to do something. And then I'll be happy to help you get started on whatever it is that you want to do.